Hey, how's it going, guys? Just recently finished playing in the Tacticians Cup, and we made it to the final lobby, which means we made it to regionals, which is amazing. So in this video, I just want to go through kind of what happened, the comps that we played, how the games went, and just a bit of everything. And we'll review one of the games that I played at the end as well. So here I've just got the score sheet for the final day. The cup was 3 days. Obviously you gotta like do well on each day to progress to the next day. And we somehow managed to get to the final day and into the final lobby. So we ended up placing eighth out of 128 players, and that gets us 500 USD, which is pretty good. I think we probably could have gotten like 2,000 USD if we like played better in a couple of the games. You can see that like, the points are super close, like 35 to 39. Placing like fifth versus like placing first is like a $1,500 difference, which is insane, but $500 is $500. We'll take it. So here I've got like a spreadsheet. Kind of just went through all the games that I played and went through like the comps and just kind of looked at how many of those comps, how many games I played those comps and how I average with those. So here on the right, I've kind of have a summary of everything. And also for these tournaments, if you want to like progress to the next stage, you do need to like average like about like low fours, ideally lower than a four. So you can see I kind of average like around there, like higher threes, which is pretty decent, I guess. As long as you don't like go bot four a bunch of times, then you usually can make it to the next stage of whatever tournament you're playing in. But yeah, so on the right over here, you can see the comps that I played. I played 7 games of Slayers, but the AVP was like, it was okay, 4.57, not that great. I felt like I could have played these games better, but it is what it is. I think Ioni is probably my comfort pick. It's always been my comfort pick this set. Anytime I get an Ionian opener, I just know straight away it's going to be a top 4. It's just super easy to play, and the board just does really well. Next we have Bilgewater. Honestly, I didn't really get a lot of Bilgewater games across my across the cup and the trials. Also, forgot to mention that I did have to play in the trials to get into the cup. But yeah, only 4 Bilgewater games across like 31 games, which is unlucky. That means we didn't really get dropped TF that often. Echo Reroll, another favorite comp of mine. You can play from like pretty much any spot. If you have like no direction, I think Echo's a really nice comp to play towards. And then we just have a bunch of random comps all throughout. Yeah, I think now I want to bring up a game that I played. I think it was on the second day of the cup. I thought this was an interesting game. And I'll kind of just go through my thought process, my decision making. So the portal is no encounter, which is okay, I guess. Here I'm just fiddling with my game settings. So we get dropped in Echo, so I'm already thinking about playing Echo from this spot, Echo plus a Blitzcrank. Get dropped a Vi, and we have a pretty decent board. Half Titans as well with this chain. Sorry about the black screen, I think I'm trying to fiddle with my stream settings. We're also holding onto the Demacia units because they could play around Sona from the spot. But after getting this second Echo, I would really like to play Echo from the spot. Another Blitzcrank in the shop as well, so definitely want to pick that up. Got half a BT. Okay, so we don't really have any upgrades on our board. We're not really playing for win streak right now. So I can't take Birthday Reunion. Like, it gives us like an upgrade, but without any other upgrades, I feel like it's not really going to do too much. Late game scaling, again, like that means you're going 9. I don't think we're going 9 with our current board. No scout, no pivot. You could play that with Echo Reroll. Like, honestly speaking, I don't think I've taken no scout, no pivot a single time in like the last 2 or 3 sets. Let's see. I'll probably roll 1 and 2 here. I don't really care about getting an item here. I just want any sort of good econ to get me to Echo 3. I could take Ishtal Expeditionist, but I haven't really had that many reps on Ishtal, so I didn't really want to risk it, especially since I had a pretty good echo spot. So the only real option we have here is no scout, no pivot, which is like okay, I guess. The only issue is like you play around like the Nidalees, the Swains, the Singes, and like on level 6, what's gonna be on your board, right? Like you can't switch around the units. What's on your board just stays on your board. So that's like the main issue with this Augment. But if I wanted to play Echo Reroll, this is like the only thing I could have taken here. So we do have taken no scout and pivot. The first time I take this Augment in, I can't even remember how long. Yeah, we do take this one. We could play Sonar Reroll, but my items are not that great. If I have like Tier Rod and like a Jarvan 2, I'll probably play it. Because the thing with Sonar Reroll, like if you have like Jarvan 2, Sonar 2 with like a Night Angels, you can easily like 5-streak Sage 2. But without that, I think I'm more inclined to play towards Echo from the spot, especially with the Echo pair and half BT, half Titans. Yeah, you can see here we can't even fill the Vi 4-3 zone, which kind of sucks. If you have 2 Echoes on the board, they just stay there until you upgrade them to Echo 2. So yeah, we'll just leave it as it is for now. Can't really do much at the moment. On Carousel, we'll probably just go for Titans. Burl is also half Quintus, which is nice. I think the most important Echo item is Titans. The rest is like whatever, you just need like some sort of healing and like you're good to go. Either like Hodge or BT, even like Gunblade's probably fine. Here we could roll for Bard, but I think that's gonna make me super poor, right? So we're already at 15 gold. Bard is gonna take 10 gold to get to, so 8 gold to roll and then 2 gold to actually buy him. And oh yeah, we actually can't even fill the Bard. I completely forgot about that. Even if we didn't have no scout, no pivot, I don't think we would roll for Bard here just because it's just too expensive. We're going to be at 5 gold after this. But yeah, and definitely with no scout and pivot, I do not want to be playing Bard on my board. Unless if there's some kind of like 3-star Echo plus Bard variation. Maybe that could be a thing, but not this game. So here I'm kind of just trying to plan around what my board's going to be. So I definitely want to play like 3 zone with Echo, Blitz, and Vi, and then plus Nico for Defender, so that's 4 units. So I kind of have like 2 open slots, and you have to play units that are going to be on your board for the rest of the game. And I think the units that make the most sense here is just going to be Cho'Gath and the Malzahar. So that's what we're going to do, and then level 7 and 8, we'll kind of just figure that out as we go. And chucking like Singe, Swain, Seraphine, Nidalee, we'll just figure it out later into the game. Yeah, but right now we got a 4-streak going. Hopefully it becomes a 5-streak, and I think this spot is pretty decent. Unfortunately, we can't really like sack our board because we can't move anything off the bench onto the bench. So here I just like move my strong units to the back line, hoping that they will do less damage by having to walk up. So luckily we do get the 5 loss streak, which is nice. Now we're just hoping that we get some pretty decent items on Carousel. So we have like Vi 2 already, we have Nico, Echo Pair, so this spot's looking pretty good. I expect we probably don't need to roll that much gold on 3-2 to hit this Echo 2. So we really want like at least like a Gwynsus or BT. Like I feel like you really want like a 2-item Echo on stage 3 to kind of stabilize your board and like get a 5-streak going. Unfortunately, these items are not very good. You could make like a Morellis here. I think Morelli might be fine. But at the same time, I also do want to reforge something because I have like half Hodge, half Gwynsus. If I make a Morellos, then what do I even reforge? Like they both make it build into like items that I can use. So it might not even be Morellos here. So honestly, it might just be reforge the rod. I don't think we need 2 rods here. I think I want to save a belt for a tank item or like anti-heal. But let's see what I did here. Yeah, so I do reforge the rod, which I think is fine. And we get a cloak, which is not great. So unless we can fix our items the next round, this spot is not looking very good. An Echo 2 with just the Titans might stabilize us through stage 3. I feel like you need at least 2 items, but yeah, we're kind of just praying we get some decent augment here that helps us fix our items. So definitely not 1 or 2. You could maybe think like 1 for 3. I think is like okay, but as soon as I see care package, I'm like, okay, it's definitely a care package here. It can give you like duplicators, items, and the item is exactly what we needed here. And we're gonna get Gwynsus, which is really nice. So here we start rolling for our board. I'm gonna keep rolling until I hit Echo 2, and once I hit the Echo 2, I think I stop. The awkward part here is I don't have a 6th unit to field. This second Nico is just going to go onto the board if I don't buy anything else, which I don't really want. So I think I need to keep rolling for Nico 2 at least. And here, we could keep rolling for the Malzahar, but our gold's looking a little bit low. So unfortunately, it's a really awkward situation, but I think we kind of just sit here with 1 empty slot in our board. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but this is just what we have to do. Make the Spirit Visage, that's fine. And now I think our board should be pretty good now. On Carousel, we just go for BT, and we should be able to streak the rest of the stage. This fight looks pretty close. Luckily, we do get the win here. We actually do also get a Singe, which is nice. Here I was contemplating if I want to play the Singe, because going to the rest of the round, or the rest of the stage without playing a 6th unit on level 6 just doesn't sound right, so I do just buy and play the Singe, which I think is fine. I think he'll fit onto the board later as well. On level 7, we'll just find a Disruptor to play. Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out my board. But for now, this is just what it's going to be. And it's good enough for now. Especially since we have no scanner pivot, our board is scaling into the late game. So you'll get the BF sword for sure, otherwise just any kind of tank item or like anti-heal or shred is fine. Yeah, here we're just gonna econ back up to 50 gold. Not really much else we can do here, just hope that we can win these next 2 fights. And yeah, I'm just still thinking about what board I'm gonna play towards eventually. Yeah, it's like a 3 item echo, you're definitely gonna be win streaking stage 3 over here. This guy has a GP2 3 items, but I think we just do manage to win this fight as well. Just because our board is like, our board and augments are just insane here. Should we win? Oh, it was pretty close, but luckily we do get the win. So now we can start our slow rolling above 6. Hopefully we can hit this echo soon. Only 3 copies, which kind of sucks. But our board is pretty strong though. Even on stage 4 with these 2-star upgrades, I think we can scam a couple of rounds. BF also not that great. Don't really need any more damage items here. Just kind of want tank items. Yeah, so definitely want to make the shred to begin with. And that leaves us with a pretty awkward combination of items. The only 2 combinations are IE Quicksilver or TG BT, and that second one definitely sounds better. So definitely a TG Slam to begin with. And I think I'll do some of the BT here as well, which I think is fine. BT technically is like a tank item. You get like a shield, which is pretty nice. I definitely do need to get rid of this BF sword somehow. I could have reforged the BF sword, but I was like, BT is probably good enough. Like, what happens if I get like a bow or something? Then that's not great. So right now we've got combat and like items. So econ would be nice here. I think here I would have like wanted something like alright grab bag. That would have been nice. Unfortunately, it's prismatic. And I don't really want to take econ as a prismatic augment. We don't really need any more items, so it's probably not 1 or 3 here. Jewel Lotus is pretty good though. I don't mind taking Jewel Lotus here, especially with a TG Slam. Interesting that we rolled Jewel Lotus second instead of the 31. But we get Coronation here, and I think Coronation is probably the best one here, just because we're not going level 7 anytime soon, and I do really want to field like a Malzahar for Disruptor. If we didn't have no scatter pivot, I'd probably take like 1 or 3 here. But yeah, because we have the first augment, I think Coronation is like insane here. It's like a massive spike for us. So we fill the Malzahar, we roll a bit more. The mod is Bitter Spines, which kind of sucks. Hopefully, like ideally it was like a frontline one, but it's still something. Not the end of the world. So it has a level 8 Slayers board, but I think we win this fight just because our augments are so good. Our no scanner pivots like really scaling into the late game. Here we hit like the Echo Wave, so I just keep rolling until we hit at least Echo 3 here. So those were some pretty high roll shops. We went from like 3 Echoes to like 9 like in just 3 rounds, which was insane. I'm probably not going level 7 anytime soon just because I have nothing to play on level 7. If I had like a Swain, I could probably consider going level 7 just because then I would actually have something to play. But here, it's probably better just to roll for Nico 3 and Choga 3. And then on my roll down, if I do hit something to play on level 7, then I'd probably consider leveling to 7. On Carousel, I think we're just missing like anti-heal, so just any anti-heal component here is fine. Bell's probably the best one, even though it is on a 1 cost. It is half Morello, half Sunfire, so it gives us the highest chance of making a anti-heal item later. So we have 7 Cho'Gaths, so and 50 gold, so we should just keep rolling until we like 3-star one of these frontliners. Now we can again just stop and chill for a little bit. He can back up and then maybe roll for Nico 2 or Nico 3 before we go 7. So we're still streaking, which is amazing here. Here we have 7 Nikos, so 32 gold. Pretty reasonable that we hit Nico 3 if we just roll down to 0 here. Let's see if I do end up rolling here. I think I do. Actually, never mind, I don't. I probably should be rolling here though, just because I'm on an 8 streak. I definitely want to keep this streak going. But at the same time, I feel like with a Cho'Gath 3, my frontline is probably good enough. But 2 off Nico, you might as well roll for it. Again, there's nothing to play on level 7 yet, so might as well just roll on level 6 still. Okay, let's see what we get from neutrals. So we've got anti-heal already, which is really nice. This BF sword probably gonna become like Shojin's or something. So we just roll here, see what we hit first. So we do get the Nico, which is really nice. Might have been Morello there. Malzahar Morello probably spreads anti-heal better than a Sunfire, but I think Sunfire is fine. That means we're making Sunfire and Sterox. Yeah, I think that's fine. Sterox is like an okay tank item. And now we have 2 3-item tanks. So our board is like pretty good right now. Somehow we lose this fight. I don't know how Echo died so early, but we're pretty healthy. Our board's pretty good, so we're still chilling. Now that we unlocked the Nidalee, we have something to play on 7, so now we can definitely level to 7. If we didn't have Nidalee unlocked, I'd probably still level to 7 and just roll for like a 5th Zorn or like a 4th Juggernaut unit to play here. And now on level 8, the best unit to play is probably going to be Swain, so before we level to 8, we really do want to have enough gold to actually roll with. At least like 10-20 gold. If we like roll or hit nothing, then we're just gonna be playing like a second Singe, which is like okay, I guess. 2 Singed on board. If you had a Singe 2, then you empty up a slot on your board again. Yeah, but here nothing with much else to do. We'll just like sack like 2 rounds and go level 8 after neutrals. On Carousel, just any kind of Nico or Nidalee item's fine. Like a Hodge. Yeah, Hodge is fine here. Oh, actually, we do level here. Okay, interesting. We have 10 gold to roll. 10 gold is not a lot, but luckily we do find his Swain, which is probably the best thing we could have played there. We do get to move the Nico and Cho'Gath items. I think Nico's probably better tank than Cho'Gath, so I gave her like the true tank items. Sunfire and Ionic Spark aren't really like tank items. They're worth like about half a tank item, I'd say. They're more so utility items. We're probably never making it to 10 this game, or level 9 rather, based on the player HPs. So we'll just roll 2-0 every round to try hit these 2 stars. This font should also be on the Nidalee. I kind of forgot that also gives you stats. This guy's GP3, but I think we managed to clutch it out. So Echo died, but good thing we had like the mouse side and the Nidalee. Playing this mouse and Nidalee is actually doing quite a lot of work here. We just keep rolling to 0. So we have the Nidalee 2, Swain, no Swain 2 yet, but Singe 2 is nice. Let's get another tank item for Cho'Gath. And here should be like at least a second, I reckon. We have like 2 Giga tanks, or like 3 Giga tanks. Singed, Nico, and Cho'Gath. And we have like 3 carries, Malzahar, Nidalee, and Echo. Unfortunately, we lose that fight somehow. Hopefully the other guy can beat him. Okay, well he hit Yunara 3, so yeah, it looks like it's just a second, which is pretty good from this spot. Yeah, that's pretty much the game. So next time you see no scout no pivot and you have like an Echo opener, maybe consider playing Echo, because you can see like this game went pretty well. Maybe actually is a thing, because I don't really know what else you would play for with no scout no pivot. Maybe Demacia, I guess. But you can see here like Echo works perfectly as well. But yeah, that is the rest of the game. I don't think there's any way that I win this fight unless my Echo somehow wraps onto the Yunara. Yeah, it just dies in 1 second. Yeah, so we get a second, which is good enough. Yeah, so that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Links to my Metafy and Twitch in the description. Feel free to check that out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.